Up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of DeFonce Talks Metal. That is me, your host, Daniel DeFonce. I have Trevor from the Black Dahlia Murder here as my guest for episode number 25.
Yo,
Trevor,
yo.
how you been, man? How you living?
Pretty good, mostly as a hermit, but
Same.
staying sane, uh
Yep.
little projects and things like that.
Oh, that's good. Awesome. I know you guys you're planning a live stream concert, right? Or
Uh
you mentioned something to me.
yeah, we
Yeah.
have something in the works that's gonna drop for Christmas. So
Okay.
it's like anti-Christmas theme. And we're just basically flying by the seat of our pants to kind of get everything together for it right now. And
Yeah.
been like an endless WhatsApp chain of messages and
A lot of
a lot of
that.
spitballing locations and stuff, and it's definitely giving me some gray hairs. And I'll be
Already?
when it's in the bag. And I
Yeah.
fly home. I fly home to meet up with the guy um, day after Halloween at like 6 in the morning. So that
Oh
pretty
shit.
much. Not that I had aspirations for doing anything on Halloween, because I mean, look at the state of things. But
Yeah, exactly. No, it's awesome. I mean, you were saying before, you haven't been back to Michigan since before the pandemic, right?
right, yeah, I
Oh,
haven't seen the guys since we went to South Africa, which
yeah.
was supposed to be right before the record came out, and then we would
Cool.
launch into the Testament tour and
Yeah,
all this big stuff we had planned,
I
but
remember.
haven't seen the guys since then. And mostly I'm just looking forward to that, just kind of like
Hanging with the
being with
boys.
dudes and getting that camaraderie going, and
Yeah.
reminding us all that we are still a band and still doing things.
This is just a long vacation.
Yeah, for me, it's been welcome a bit, because
Yeah,
we've been on tour for coming up on 20 years straight, pretty
I
much.
know.
And
I don't think I've ever noticed the band ever taking a break. I mean, I could be wrong. You guys probably did a little bit here and there. No?
I mean,
It's,
we allow a break to record and stuff, but for the most part, like, we haven't said no since this whole thing started. Like,
yeah,
there's a moment to be on tour, we'll take it, and
yeah, for
that's just
sure.
credo. So in a way, I needed this to get some time at home. Like, this is the only thing that could have stopped the band,
Yeah.
basically,
Oh, yeah,
because we're
because I mean,
so fucking stubborn and like stuck with that whole thing that
I
it
know.
would it takes the entire scene being polished off the map for us to like.
To stop, yeah. Especially after releasing this record. Jesus. It's
Yeah.
probably the biggest record. I mean, is this the biggest record for the band, I feel like?
Yeah, in terms of charting and stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's been
And
awesome to see.
there was apprehension about dropping it during this time, but
Yeah.
we did in that window, like right before all the protests and like
Hmm.
large amount of animosity kind of came to a boil. So
Yeah.
it worked at the time. I mean, this whole thing had just started, so interviews were coming out of the woodwork for us, because
Oh, yeah.
everybody was stuck, and Skype is the only thing you can do safely, or at least that's what we thought at the time. So I had way more interviews and way more interest in the album than like I felt like we normally would have had.
Yeah.
So doing like 10 interviews a day, just like cranking them out. And it was kind of in the way like the perfect storm of press and shit,
Yeah.
because of what was going on. Everybody was newly stuck at home, staring at their phones,
You had the
and
time.
we had the time, and we had like tons of pre-recorded content.
Oh, okay. That's good too.
So like we were rolling that out slowly, and yeah, it just felt like the lane was perfectly clear for people to receive the message. Basically, there was no other, like, life wasn't there to distract anybody from
Yeah.
what we were
There's no
doing.
excuses. You couldn't come
And
up with
and
an excuse.
and the whole thing kind of like weirdly being centered around pandemics and stuff,
Yeah.
and the spreading of a disease was unfortunately very timely. But I think
Yeah.
if any, it just makes this album like resonate with people right now even harder.
Oh, even
So
harder for sure.
so
It's
kind of a cool happening, I guess. But
Yeah, it kind of happened at the, I don't know, right time. It dropped at the right time. As if it
the
was a
the
little
right
bit later.
time.
Yes, yes, yes. No, it's great, man. It's been awesome to see it because, I grew up listening to your band. I remember the first time I saw Black Dahlia Murder was in Poughkeepsie at the Chance. It was at the Loft upstairs, that smaller
Ooh,
room.
yeah.
Weird, that weird ass stage. And
Oh, I remember.
yeah.
There.
And it was with Himza. And I don't know who else was on it. I just
3 Inches of Blood
I
was
think
on
that
it.
was yes. Oh my god, how do you remember this shit?
Well, that was a whole tour. That was like one of our early tours,
Okay,
and
yeah. I think it was
the
right when
three of
Unhollowed came out too,
yeah, it was. The
right?
three of us were pretty much at this equal level of about 5 people per town care about us.
Yeah,
So like,
yeah.
I don't know how we ended up being the headliner. Like, there was really no reason or
Reason
rhyme
for
to.
it. Yeah. I feel like the show did well though, from what I remember. I remember going to the show not knowing who the bands were. One of my friends was just like, "Yo, this is a sick death metal band. You should go. You should come with me." And
Oh,
so I
that's cool.
and so I did, and I just remember like Imza definitely stuck out. I never, what's crazy is like 3 Inches of Blood is a great band. They never like, there were like one of them that like never really caught me, I guess. And then like you guys really stuck out a lot, and that's when I was just like hooked.
Oh, that's awesome, man. I love hearing that.
Unhollowed was just like one of those records. I was like, holy shit, what is this? This is sick. But it was a great
I
time.
I still love it. Like, I look back at that record and it's mad goofy to me
Yeah,
because
probably.
really have chops yet. Like a lot of the stuff we recorded there, we were really reaching for at the time. And, we hadn't toured yet. We were about the greenest band there ever was. You know what I mean? So we were
Yeah,
just
very green then, right?
just local band that had, got laughed at Michigan pretty much for 3 years into making a record with Mike from Walls of Jericho at the helm, which
Oh,
was,
that's who did it?
yeah, it
I
was
didn't even
him,
realize
and
that.
it was Ryan Williams, who would become our bass player
Oh,
eventually.
okay. It was
Uh,
okay.
they were in the studio there, and like Walls of Jericho and Earth Mover were the bands when we were coming up,
Yeah.
and recording with Mike there was intimidating as fuck for some of us, honestly,
Yeah, I could
and
imagine at that time too.
for
You
sure,
know?
and just like listening back to the record, I just hear our youth and our inexperience, but I love it. I love the songs. I love how it sounds. It's like a definite photograph of like a time.
Yeah, no, it is.
It's like just before Pro Tools and everything became like mandatory. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's kind of loose. The tempos are up and down, and it's very live sounding.
It is though. It is, and I think it still holds up to this day. Even when I put it on now, I'm like, this shit still sounds. It sounds awesome. I like it.
Uh,
That's the.
I like it too, but I also hate myself for it. Like, I was just so inexperienced at doing vocals that now, like,
Oh
I'm
well,
like, I
yeah.
can hear myself sucking there. But that's
Well, you learn. I mean, how old were you then when you put that
uh
record out?
like 21 or something. I'm the oldest in the band again. There's
Oh,
been
okay.
different lineups where Bart, for example, was older than me when he did his stint with us, but
Oh, okay.
I'm the older guy. When I met the BDM dudes, they were just like so good at their instruments. I was blown away.
Yeah.
Me and my friends in high school and in my band that I played in, like, we were all terrible at what we did. We had fun, but at that moment, like when I met those guys, I put my guitar down for good.
Oh,
Like,
you were playing guitar?
I was playing guitar in different bands, and
Yeah.
but that was the moment where I was like, I'm definitely not on the right track with this, and
Yeah.
uh,
I need to switch over.
and I had experience doing vocals. I did play vocals. I did do vocals and guitar in a band, and then I did
Yeah.
guitar in like a kind of disembodied Morning Again,
Oh
um,
shit. Okay.
the B kind of band, like the early metalcore,
Yeah,
like
I
nine
got you.
kind of stuff,
Yeah.
and that was really fun. And that's where I actually like befriended Brian. He was one of 5 people that ever moshed to my old band, and
One of the one of the five.
so we became friends, and we
Yeah.
were like nerds of the scene. Like our bands weren't gonna be cool. We weren't the popular, good-looking dude, and it was kind of like a tight scene where
Hmm.
you'd see the same people all the time, and it was in a way, kind of like a crossover was happening where death metal bands would play with hardcore bands and kind of
Yeah.
everything between. And you know, you had like Willow Tip Records, early Willow Tip bands coming through, like Circle of Dead Children and
Oh
Sadist.
man.
And you know, we'd
Yeah.
play with those bands. And but we also played with Bane, we played with Throwdown.
Holy
Um,
shit.
yeah, it was interesting, you know what I
It's
mean?
very
And
interesting.
we took a lot from playing with hardcore bands. I think a lot of our stage presence and the kind of DIY ethics of making your own demos and printing the covers and all the stuff you learn from reading about Minor Threat and Discord
Yeah.
records like that
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
kind of applied to what we did. And another thing we learned was like we're trying to keep up with the stage presence of a band like Bane that is
Yeah.
way more simplistic music. I mean, they're still great. I love them, but
Yes, but way more
you know,
simplistic.
they have way more room to jump around and act a fool on stage. And we kind of thought, hey, we got to stop sitting here looking at our guitars like dirt.
I
Like,
always noticed that about you. Like when I saw you at that show, like you had like insane stage presence. I mean, you still do. You still do move around a lot.
thanks.
You
I
know?
think it's more controlled now. In the
Yeah,
early
it is.
days, kind of like more of a cat, like in a bag, just
That's
like
how it
shake
was
me.
back then, though. You know, a lot of bands were just always all over the place. You know, on stage, just going ape shit.
I didn't know any better. If you
No,
would have
no one
told me
did.
that my favorite actually came up there completely calm and had a cool head the entire time and only looked like they were going crazy, I
Yeah,
wouldn't have, you know what I mean? Like that was something I had to like learn over time. And like now I can do a whole hour plus set and make it to the last drop, like I don't want to do any more than that. I'm not gonna lie. Like
I wouldn't either. That's
an hour
rough.
15 is rough, dude. And it's like it's sadomasochistic in a way. Like it hurts.
Yup.
It's by the end of it, you're like a drained ass like piece of human jerky.
Mm-hmm.
And but there's some kind of like sick satisfaction about it too. Like you're like, yeah, we did it again,
Yep,
boys.
we did that. We survived. I'm not having a heart attack. I can still fucking breathe.
It's stupid. Like we fantasize sometimes about playing in like a lounge type band, and we joke about like how easy it would be and just like how much fun it would be to listen to your own music while you're playing it and just kind of groove. And
Yeah,
but then it gets to the point where we're like, well, how would we tell if the crowd even liked us if they weren't punching each other in the face? What I mean?
exactly. That's why it would be so weird to like, I don't know, with everything going on, like to picture like a death metal band playing a show with everyone seated.
Yeah, there's
It's
been some
like,
offs and some brainstorming on that kind of
I figured
thing.
there had to be.
I've shut it down every time for that exact reason. Like
It's just like, I wouldn't want to do it. It'd be so weird. I
I'd
couldn't,
rather play in front of nobody than
well,
play in front
yeah. That's why you do a
of
live stream show. It's like, I'd rather do that.
yeah. It's way less humiliating to me than having people sitting in silence, like 8 feet apart, at tables or whatever, like,
Yeah.
and not be able to like give us the energy we need to kind of get
Push
that
through
whole
that set.
reciprocal thing going. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh yeah. Especially
So
when you're doing like an hour a headlining set, hour and a half,
uh,
hour and a half up there. It's like, how are you gonna get through that with everyone just seated?
at this point for the like stream that we're doing in the coming days, like I'm gonna be excited enough just to play some fucking music
Oh,
with the guys.
because when was the last
And
show you played? When was it?
uh, fuck, man, March.
Yeah, can you believe
Yeah,
it's already about to be November?
It was crazy, dude. Those were supposed to be the first two dates of a new touring cycle,
Yep.
and we played two new songs. It was just before the album came out,
Okay.
and it looked like we had the whole year locked in for just all this sick shit.
Oh
And
yeah.
Testament going to be like the biggest tour
Big
we've ever
tour.
done to this point, the most high profile thing we've done,
Yep.
and we were trying to tour with Municipal for a long time too. So it
I
was like
know.
finally going to see that come into fruition too.
Yeah.
And yeah, then the whole thing went to hell. And by the time we were coming back from Africa, like lockdown had started.
It was right when you came back.
yeah, so I just, said goodbye to the guys and went home, and here I am.
Here you are right now. It's crazy, man. I don't think any of us ever thought something like this would ever happen in our lifetime. You know, it's
No,
weird
for sure.
thinking about
It
it some days.
it's fucking weird, and I don't know if it's ever just gonna shut off one day. You know what I mean? Like
I know.
things could be permanently affected, man. Like,
It's like, did we take certain things for granted too? Especially,
yeah, we
we
definitely
definitely all did.
we all did,
We all did.
and I don't know if shows will ever be the same. I don't know how long it's going to take to segue into like full blown normal shows.
Yeah, I don't either. I wish I had an answer. I always have bands hitting me up.
Yeah, same. People think that you're like on the inside.
Like I know
But,
what's happening in like the government.
like, oh, yeah, like I have a secret scientific fact that very few people have.
Dude, seriously, those questions definitely have calmed down. Like a couple bands hit me up the other day, and I'm like, I don't know. Let's hope for next year at some point, and that's what I tell them. Like,
That's our.
you know,
We have like we threw together a tour that we were gonna like put in place of the Testament tour, because I don't know what the fuck happened, but we're
yeah,
not we're not going to be part of whatever they get up to next. So like,
yeah,
so like they made it look like they're just waiting for this tour to be dropped again and like put everything on hold.
yeah.
And like people holding the tickets were getting kind of bummed on that. And some people have definitely raised their internet voice at me in all caps and asking about the tickets and stuff. But
It's
Testament
yeah,
Testament is the only band that can honor the tickets. They were the headliner,
yeah. It's
and that's
them.
that's pretty much the long and the short of it, man. So, we're gonna do our own thing as soon as we can hit the ground running. We
Oh
have an
yeah,
awesome lineup that we've already assembled
yeah. I
that
know.
gonna be freaking.
It's sick.
And yeah, so we're excited
Just
about that. And now the talk about that is, I guess, January next year. But that could be optimistic. You know what I mean? But like,
yeah, it can
if
be.
you don't book the tour in advance, there won't be a tour. They have to be booked months and months and months in advance. So
They
it
could
might
end
be
up happening, or if they don't,
if they don't and you didn't try, you don't have a tour.
that's
You know
it,
what I mean?
and
If
that's
we
it.
have if we have to piss in the wind and put tours up and yank them back down again, every band is going to have to do that when this starts up. There's going
Oh
to be
yeah,
some shots and misses yet to happen. You know what I mean? Like,
there's going to
so
be for sure.
so people better be ready for that, because they don't understand how long it takes to put a tour together, and you can't pull it out of your ass a
No,
month. Like, it's not possible.
no, it's not. For smaller bands, it can be possible. But like the smaller, like 50, 100, 150 cap bands, I could probably pull off a tour like a month and a half, 2 months in advance. But when it starts coming bigger
But
bands,
you
like
don't want
I
to
know
do
I
it.
don't want to. I've told bands that I've had plenty of bands be like, "Yo, hey, we need to fill this, this 3 weeks right here. It's in 6 weeks," and I'm like, "No, I don't want to do that." But all right, we got to, and I'll sometimes end up doing it. We'll try, but obviously you got to be straight with them and be like, "I don't know what money's gonna look like," Are you guys okay with this? And some bands are, you got those bands that are, grinders, and they're like, we don't give a shit, get us whatever
Yeah,
you can.
that's when they send us to the not the secondaries, but even more off the grid.
Oh yeah, way off the grid. So yeah, that's definitely not something any agent likes to do. I'm like, no, man, give me 3 months, at least 3 months, and then you'll make me feel more relaxed and not that stressed out. But
And the amount of work and preliminary and stuff of making a tour is insane.
it is,
If
man.
kids knew like the push and pull of assembling a lineup, um, like you're
Oh
asking
man.
bands to join you for a certain amount of money, which may be an insult to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it
Like,
might be.
there's like egos about what order the band should be in. There's
Yeah,
egos about just everything, man. So it's like,
everything, dude.
Well, you might imagine, every band is friends, and like it's real easy to do. It's not. Basically, any EDM tour you've seen is Plan Z of
Yeah.
the line. You know, Plan A has never ever gone through for one of our tours. You know
No,
what
I
I mean?
don't think it's ever. Yeah, it's hard. There's been maybe a handful of tours throughout the years of me being an agent that have been like the bands that like the headlining band wanted on their tour has happened, but it's
Yeah,
very
I
rare.
it happened once, and it was when we asked BT Bam to support us,
Yeah.
Cephalic College, and Into the Moat. And it's basically because none of us had real booking agents yet. None
Oh,
of us
back
had
then. Yeah.
management yet. So you could just call each other, and that's how shit was then. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yes, dude. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right. You find out everyone's like schedules, like everyone's like pretty much open, especially at that time, and it's like, yeah, okay, boom, done. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Things were different then.
things are way fucking different. It's like I see, I always get even with like Devastation on the Nation, it's like the question, and then when I had to cancel it, people were like, "Are you serious? You're gonna let a virus, this fake virus, cancel the tour?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we're not. Hey, listen, I'm not getting into this like debate about politics or the virus or anything like that."
Not QAnon moms over here. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just like, listen, this is just what it is, and this is the reality of things. We're not fucking gonna argue over this crap. But a lot of people were supportive. A lot of the metal community was like very supportive. But, not all the time.
Yeah, it's like I can't imagine what you had to like take the brunt of, because you're not disappointing just like fans of four bands or whatever, like a whole stacked ass
Still.
festival type lineup. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which the amount of work you must do to put together is
It's
fucking commendable in itself, dude.
yeah, thank you. I mean, it was great to put together that Rotting Christ lineup. And it was like great to get like a band like Borknagar on it because they haven't been here in so long. Besides Maryland Death Fest, like a couple years ago. But
Now those were both huge looks, and like
yeah, I was just like,
something different than the very like a typical festival metal tour you see around.
yeah,
And very cool to like see like esteemed Euro bands, you know.
yeah, which
On, on,
are can be hard to work with at sometimes and hard to
oh,
please. A lot of people don't
hard.
realize that shit, man. And
Oh,
sometimes
people don't want to come over here and get in the van. Like
no,
the whole culture of Europe, like none of the bands from Europe has ever set foot in a van.
fuck
They've lived
no.
like this nice
Buses.
life of buses and like venues that treat them like gods,
Yeah,
and the money exchange too is a problem with booking Euro bands because our money's not worth as much as theirs. So
yeah,
there's the first disappointment. You know what I mean?
exactly. Dude, it's definitely they definitely have more luxury than we do, which is crazy. And you would think it'd be that way over here, but it's not. At some places it is. Like there's definitely a good amount of venues that definitely, you know, do their best with like, catering the bands and stuff like that and really opening their doors and doing what they can to make everybody happy. And then there's venues that are just like, we don't give a fuck. Here's your buyout. You go
Right.
do whatever you want. you know, we're not gonna do anything for you. But yeah, it's definitely way fucking different. So let's see. I want to ask you about. I noticed, a few months ago you started streaming on Twitch, and it was pretty fucking cool to see you on here. What made you all of a sudden like stop doing it? Was it just
It was basically
a little overwhelming?
when the riots started, and um
Yeah,
like the whole BLM movement was coming to a real head, and I
yeah,
just felt kind of like it would be douchey to be on at that exact time. You know what I mean?
I
And
get it. Yeah, that's what I
I
was even
wanted
feeling at the
to not
time.
be tone deaf to people that had a real message to get across, and I definitely stayed off way longer than I had planned. I
Yeah,
meant to be like a short vacation, but
yeah,
yeah, then I don't know, like this life happened for a bit there, And
I get
but
it.
now I'm nearing time to come back. I mean, I put more money into my setup. It's definitely better than it was,
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
I got LASIK semi recently, so
Oh,
no more glasses.
no shit.
Yeah, no more.
I was like wondering. I was like, Trevor looks
No,
kind of
it's
different
weird,
right now. Yeah, I was like, I don't understand what's different.
yeah, now I'm basically just waiting for my eyes to get more settled in because they get
Okay,
kind of tired staring at a screen.
after a little
Kind of.
while, yeah. When
Yeah,
did you get
so
the surgery? How recent?
like a month ago,
Okay.
and I managed to talk Dave from Revocation into it too. He's my
Oh,
friend
no
out here.
shit.
So now we're two LASIK boys just seeing around the world.
How long did you have to like leave your eyes like covered for a few days, or how does that work?
Um,
You just get it,
Basically, the ride home was like the most hellacious part.
really?
Um, I had sunglasses on. I
Okay.
had my hands over my eyes, and we had these like shades in the Uber pulled down.
Oh,
My girlfriend was like putting a 3 ring binder over my head too to block from the sun, but
yeah.
just
You
the amount of light is so like
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 did,
staring into the sun worse than you've ever actually done in your life. And
oh
so
man,
the ride home, I'm just like incessantly crying. Boogers are just filling my mask, and I'm like, and we're hitting all
Jesus.
these bumps and shit, and
Yeah,
like it
you're in
was
the city.
exciting. And but meanwhile, I talked to Dave, who had his surgery like 2 weeks later, and
Oh,
motherfucker just hopped in an Uber by himself and went home, no problem whatsoever.
just really toughed it out.
Meanwhile, I had my girlfriend like babying me, and I'm like being a infant about it, you know?
And he's just over there by himself, going there
Yeah.
by himself, getting it done.
I even offered to like go with him and like kind of see him through the way home and shit, but he
Yeah.
never really yep about it. Just totally like big dicked me on that pretty much.
How has his recovery been? Is he doing good?
Yeah, he's
Do you
good.
know?
He's just a little bit behind me, I'd imagine,
Couple weeks,
like
right?
kind of like um it takes a second to focus at first because I've been using I've been wearing glasses for most of my life, since I was in third grade. And all
Yeah.
of a sudden it's your eyes' job to do the focusing themselves, and they don't know how to do it.
Yeah, they're
So
just not used to it.
focusing on it like takes a second, and like it feels like every day they get a little bit better at it. And
That's good.
it seems to have come a long way. But like the very first day, you can see fucking far all of a sudden, man. You're just like,
Wow.
I am reading this sign way, way, way out of my range. And you go back and get tested like the next day,
Oh
and I
shit.
tested like way better than 2020. So now I'm like one of the X-Men basically.
That's fucking wild. I can't imagine how long have you wore glasses for? Like since you were a kid?
But yeah, since third grade, man, and I'm 39. So yeah, most of my life.
Has to be so
I
bizarre not
never,
having them
I
on.
never thought I would. I never like I tried to segue into contacts once,
Oh, you did?
but I waited till my adult life, which was a mistake. Like it
Mm.
wasn't something I could normalize after all this time. Like
Yeah.
most people that are really adept with contacts have been poking their eyes since they were in sixth grade or something. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. That's fucking
I mean,
crazy.
my biggest impetus was to be a better frontman. Um,
Yeah.
like there's advantages to me being up there without my glasses. Like I could headbang and run around and act a fool,
Yeah.
but I can't look the crowd like each person in the eye, which I've learned to do since I've been wearing my glasses on stage.
Yeah, you
And
just
that kind
learned
of
to do it.
connection with people is very fucking powerful if you can single somebody out and like they know you're looking at them.
Oh, they
And
fucking know, man.
whoa,
You're like,
like
what?
that's seriously powerful. So the era
Yeah.
of me wearing my glasses, like the last 2 or so years, 3 years, that's what I've been doing is like trying to address every motherfucker in the crowd for at least once, you
Yeah.
know.
Try your best
And
to.
now I can combine both of those things. Like
Now
I
you're
can
fucking
headbang,
ready.
I can I can be a maniac and
Yep.
whip the hair around
You
and
won't have
not
to
worry
worry
about
about your glasses.
stuff. I don't won't have glasses filling up with water like a fucking aquarium. Um,
I can't imagine how many pairs of glasses you broke over the years.
I
Was
haven't
that
broken that many like
no?
on stage.
Okay, but
Funny story. The time I did break them on stage was the very first time Brian Slagle came to see us play. He flew to Detroit. We hadn't toured yet, but we were like opening a tour that was coming through. It was like Cataclysm,
oh shit.
Shy,
Okay.
Haunted,
Yep.
and
Yep.
we opened that. And he flew all the way there to see us.
Wow.
We sucked really bad. I felt like, and I was really bummed. And I remember turning around and walking toward the drums to be like, "Well, that was it."
That was it, guys.
I the bass drum and put my toe down and heard a crunch, and there were my glasses. I stepped on them.
That fucking sucked so much.
So
That's,
that was like the icing on the cake. I was like humiliated. I thought the label might like regret signing us. You know, they
oh
probably just
man.
were like, all right, they're just green. You know, we'll just get them out
Yeah,
there.
we'll help them.
Which is what happened. You know, they
Yeah,
helped us get a band and just threw us into touring. You know,
they
basically,
did.
and exactly what we wanted to do. And you know, we learned by doing basically.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, 'cause, yeah, Unhollow came out on Metal Blade. So you've been with Metal Blade for how long now?
The whole time, man.
The whole
Well,
fucking
since
when did
2003, they might have even gotten a hold of us at the end of 2002.
wow,
But we weren't like signed, and the
like
actual launch
official.
was in 2003.
Yeah.
And we were on tour the moment that it dropped. We were out on tour with Set Ablaze, and
Oh
they
wow.
were label mates from our label, previous label, Love Lost, which was a very small
I remember
upstart.
Love Lost.
Yeah, it was
Wow, I
like
remember that name in
uh,
so long, dude.
Into the Moat, who would eventually segue into Metal
Metal
Blade as
Blade.
well.
Yep, yep.
And Bob from A Life Once Lost booked the tour.
Oh, really?
Um, yeah,
Fucking
yeah, he
Bob.
booked the tour. And you know, it was pretty piecemeal. You know, like there were some days missing, and
Of
you know,
course.
no one knew who either one of us fucking were. So,
It's
you
expected.
know, we were lucky that there were some people at some of the shows. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
They were definitely lucky. Those are people though that like will forever remember those shows. Just like I'll never forget seeing you guys and that was just something, crazy.
I
So it's
hope
cool.
so. And you know, especially back then, I think we were even more of a spectacle to behold. You know, like
Oh yeah.
just being as weird as we were, and kind of like these misfits that just didn't look like we should be playing what we were playing,
That's what stood
um,
out about you guys to me. I was just like,
and
they're playing death metal, but they don't look like they're in a death metal.
lots of times people thought we were the roadies while we were setting up until we started to play. And
That's
you know,
fucking
like
good.
now, short hair in metal has been more normalized. You know,
Yeah.
but then it definitely wasn't, dude. And like the first time we went to Europe was a real big reminder of that, dude. We were
Oh man.
second out of this big kind of festival tour that was Belfagor, then us.
Oh.
Belfagor was bummed about that, and I can understand that. You know,
Wow.
they were several albums in at that point.
Yeah.
Um, anyway, so we were second, then Finn Troll, then Vader, then Napalm Death, then Marduk headline.
Jesus, what a lineup.
That was our first taste of Europe, dude, and we were in this like big 3 band
Yeah.
fucked up with Finn Troll and Vader, learning how to drink, getting a crash course in
Yeah.
vodka consumption from those guys,
Oh
and
man.
you know, like there every single day, people would come up to me and just like give you the Euro compliment, you know, or it's like,
Oh really?
you
Yeah.
are a talented band, but why are you here on this show?
No one got it. Oh, they did. They understood, but like, why are they on this show?
But a lot of like the more traditional long hair, leather clad conglomerate was like scratching heads at that point. You know
Oh
what I mean?
yeah. So what was like the reaction like? Was it like kind of 50-50?
Yeah, it was. You know,
Was
it was.
yeah.
Sometimes it would go over like really good, and then with some people, like they just wouldn't have it, and they would try to get physical even. And
What?
that really was like a lot of the early tours we did, where we'd go out with Nile, Behemoth, and King Diamond.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
there would be some people in the crowd that were so not wanting to see this short-haired band uh, that like they would throw stuff or hurl insults, or like I remember a few times where like I had to get physical with people, you know what I
Holy
mean? And
shit.
it was crazy. It just made us even a better band. You know, we just had to fight even harder to impress, and
Exactly. Yeah.
it made every show feel like a fucking war. You know what I mean? Like it was,
You're literally going to war right now with these people.
it was crazy.
That's
It was crazy,
nuts.
but we learned a lot from that kind of
Denmark.
adversity. And you know,
Yeah.
we're still winning over some of those people with each record. You know,
I feel
people
like you
still
are.
like you know, the quote unquote true metal guys, you know, we're still kind of like breaking their defenses down slowly,
That's
you know.
fucking
But
funny.
we've come a long way in that regard.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up too because I'm like, you're like that one death metal band that'll just come out with like Hawaiian shirts and just like dress not like a death metal band. And like how doing those like goofy things that you did, was it like, did it trip people out, I guess?
It definitely did, and it made us stand out. Like we didn't really mean to be this weird oddball band. Like when we came out, my mission was to be considered a death metal band, and in my
Period,
mind, that's
yeah.
you know, like even today, that's where I stand. You know,
Yeah.
that's where the influences we put into the band come from. You
Hmm.
know, like that to me, that's how I slice it. But
Yeah.
you know, it started with like, okay, Unhallowed, we're not going to put any pictures of the band in there. We're just
Yeah.
kind of like try to fool people in case they're not ready for this. and
No pictures of us.
and then like the posters started to circulate, and you know, that kind of put people off. And
Yeah.
then we started getting featured in magazines next to As I Lay Dying and Unearth, who were both like
Yeah.
signed to the label at the same time as us. So,
Yeah, you're all
you
on
know,
the same label.
saw us being like lumped into metalcore pretty quickly
Hmm.
at that time. And you know, so we just started to do more weird shit, and then we were making videos, and we realized very quickly that we'll never make a good video with the budgets that people have for metal videos.
Yeah,
Like
it's not gonna
there are
happen.
very few actually good metal videos, and a lot of money and patience and effort went into those videos.
Yeah.
And so like I remember recording the first couple videos, like Contagion and then Funeral Thirst, which are both like fucking garbage as far as I'm concerned. I mean, they did well for us, and like
Yeah,
they did,
no, they did.
but if you see them like and just rate them on like what they are, like it's really laughable. It looks like a Spanish video from high school or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
really fucking heartbroken seeing those videos back for the first time,
Yep.
and just like humiliated. You know what I mean? Um, so then
That's
we
fucking
came to
hilarious.
Miasma,
Hmm.
and um, we made the Vulgar Picture video, which
I
was a bit more
remember.
successful. It actually looked good.
Yeah.
And then the next video was Miasma, and that was where we would kind of just take the budget for the video and get trashed with the money and make that the video. And that really was a wake up call for people for how weird we were and how different we were. And
Yeah.
that was a big moment in people realizing that we weren't just the same as the
And
rest of the bands. And I remember when we were turning in the photos for Miasma, and
hmm
we had like, you know, we're in this basement of some Chicago venue, and you know, some of us are drinking beer, some of us are laughing, some of us are smiling.
Yeah.
John was punching Dave in the face,
Oh my
and
god.
I remember the label being like, "What the fuck are these?"
So,
What we're like, "It's us hanging out. Like,
it's
put
us,
them up."
man.
And now you see like so many bands have done that since. You know what I mean? Like
Oh
it's become
yeah.
standard. But then like there was some trepidation from the label about like revealing our humorous side or not being like totally in
Serious.
character, you know. But like I've never been able to have that character really on stage. Like I get in
Yeah.
my hunt down gremlin mode, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for
Like,
sure you do.
and that kind of helps me embody the kind of evil characters that I'm, you know, like singing about in the lyrics. But
Yeah, yeah.
I can't really contain my like my happiness to be there, my excitement to
Yeah.
be with my people, so to speak, you know.
Yeah.
So I am just beaming up there, like I cannot stop smiling, I cannot stop laughing,
Yeah, because everyone's
and
having a fucking blast, and you're like, shit, I
you
am
know,
too. This is
I,
sick.
I I felt like it would be kind of like not my genuine self to like put on this veil of like, don't fucking talk to me, don't look at me, I'm, you know, from another planet, or
I'm scary death metal man.
love those bands too. Like
No,
a
I do
lot of my
too. I do
a lot of
too.
my favorite bands are those bands that like seem like they have no fun, even when no one's looking. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yeah.
Just for us and who we were, like it just didn't fit.
It just
And
didn't. Yeah, you couldn't make that work.
a lot of the influence of like kind of, you know, wearing the flag of being fans of hardcore and punk on our sleeves and shit
Yeah.
came from the big four, and so did the humor of like Anthrax
Mm-hmm.
and Metallica, you know, and like, and
Yeah,
just
I can
being
see
like
that.
up there in our regular clothes, you know, our jeans and t-shirts, and
Yeah.
you know, like they always Megadeth had fucking Dead Kennedy stickers all over their guitars, and Slayer did, and they covered
Mm-hmm.
punk songs, and
Oh
it,
yeah.
you know, it wasn't as cut and dry about what you were supposed to like.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
No,
it got that way for a while. What
you're
was like,
right.
whose side are you on, man?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like you couldn't like admit that you liked hardcore or metal, or you know what I mean? Like it was like
Yeah.
the quick route to be a poser or something. But you know, in reality, like I don't know, we just look to like the big four and just being like your authentic self, kind of, and
Yeah.
you know, making a fucking good time out of it. And it just became infectious, where like you said, um, the crowd would react with that kind of jubilation,
Oh
and
yeah.
just go back and forth and kind of create this really weird, really refreshing and exciting dynamic, you know. And
Yeah.
you know, my favorite shows are ones with no barrier, with no security,
Yeah.
where
Everyone
I
can
can
jump
just
on stage and shit.
and you know, I trust us, I trust the scene, I trust our fans. And you know, there's times where that trust gets fucked with, you know, but for the most part, it's how things should be. You know, like I want that fourth wall to be broken down. I want to be able to take the mic, stick it in people's mouths so they can sing.
Yeah,
I
you want to
want
give it to them.
pull people on stage and make them stage dive, maybe even for their first time. I've done that like for
Oh my
fucking hundreds.
god. Yeah.
Uh, and just kind of like break them out of even what it normally means for them to see a show. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like I
Yeah,
want it
give
to
them
be
an experience.
yeah, you know, and it's better for us too. Like it's just it's more real, it's more raw, it's more exciting to get that kind of a response, you know. So
Oh
and
yeah.
a lot of that we took from hardcore too, you know, like
You
miking
had
people up.
to.
Not a death metal thing that you normally see, you know what I mean? Where
No, you do not ever see that.
today, and you know, Ray Capo is every other word is someone
Yeah.
in the crowd, you know, or Bane or whatever.
Yeah.
And you know, we took that with us, and a lot of the early approach was learned from Black Flag, and
Oh, okay.
from Rollins. His book Get in the Van was
Yeah.
weirdly, you know, most of the book was him complaining about how much tour sucks. And
I never read it. I know what book you're
I
talking
mean,
about though. Yeah.
they did have it way worse than us, like people putting cigars out on Henry, and you know, throwing glass mugs at them, and you know, they
Oh,
took the brunt of not looking at punk as like all these mohawk stupid idiot people in the crowd like thought they should look. So
yeah.
you
They're
know, they
loudball.
definitely faced a lot of you know, adversity and overcame a lot of shit. And
Yeah.
but what I took from that book was, guys, we got to get on tour and go take shit over, and you know, like
Yeah, exactly.
our own demo packaging and do everything DIY. And you know, we learned a lot about like how to get out there, you know, from that approach. And you know, so if we are a core band, or we ever were, like those are for me the
Yeah,
parts of it I agree with, you know, I have no
for sure.
qualms with whatsoever.
I feel like
And
that's what kept I feel like I don't know, your like live show. It's just everything together has kept the band rolling so much. Like no
oh, for sure,
downtime. Just
like there are some bands that you go see, and then you're like, okay, there it was. and
Yeah.
it kind of feels like the close of a chapter. But we've been very lucky to excite people enough that they'll come back.
They'll come back.
I've some people 8 times. I've seen some people 30 times.
Yeah, I could
And
imagine how many times you've seen like a lot of people.
it's so flattering and such a fucking honor, and it just speaks volumes,
It
about
does.
that what we're doing is right, that we got the right recipe, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, to like sustain this thing. And we thought globally from day one, and we also thought about longevity
Mm-hmm.
because I wasn't I knew that Cannibal Corpse had endured the ups and downs of metal's popularity, because you look at
Oh
the
yeah.
mid to late 90s, there was a real downswing in metal's popularity. I think when people got tired of the first big wave of death metal kind of coming through,
Yeah.
and new metal also broke out and kind of like led people into a different stratosphere there.
It did.
And
Yeah.
around like 98, 99, you had like Earache trying to change their label into like an industrial label,
I
and they even
know.
had this curse of like very eye pleasing logo instead of the classic logo.
I
And
know.
they were selling Jenkos, basically like these big like pipe pants.
Yeah. What
And
the fuck?
there was a lot of like label kind of crisis going on
Mm-hmm.
there.
At
Metal
that
Blade,
time.
yeah, like Metal Blade was in a downswing. They were very lucky to have um 6 Feet Under like drop Maximum Violence and do very well.
Yeah,
Like
and
at
take
the time,
off.
kind of like a big boost for the label that they really needed at that time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so like I already had it in my mind that metal is going to fluctuate in popularity, and
It's
that
gonna
we
go
were
through those phases.
right, and
You
that we
know.
were going to endure. You know what I mean? And just like be a kind of our own thing. And being called so many different genres over the year has really played out into being this super big advantage for us.
Oh
Because
yeah.
I mean, if we only had strictly death metal fans and we only went down this very death metal route, we would have like hit a glass ceiling
You would
eventually.
have. Yeah.
And to be called all these different things, and
Mm-hmm.
every time we're online, if you check the comments, there's like a 30-page genre battle between people still, you know,
Still, those will
and that's
never die.
never gonna go away. And I've realized like at once where I was so like, oh, I just want to be this death metal guy,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
taking rocks about it. Like it honestly has played out into why this band is so big and so has such longevity. Like I look out in the crowd and I see every fucking walk of the underground, punks,
Everyone's there at a Dahlia show. I've seen it
deathcore,
too. Yeah.
death metal, true metal types, and kind of everything in
It's a
between, man.
very
And
mixed crowd of
and
metalheads.
I love that about it.
Oh yeah, that's fucking
Have
amazing to
respect
have that.
for those scenes, and it's enabled us to be able to play to all those different kind walks of people.
Yeah.
We'll do a deathcore tour, which is a little bit out of my favor. You know what I mean? For the most part, there are
Yeah.
certain bands that I like, but overall, I'm more of a true metal guy and a death metal guy.
Yeah.
But we've done deathcore tours,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll come back and do Carcass and Gorguts on the other side of the page. And
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
more my speed. But again, if we only played to that conglomerate, like
You're just
we
gonna
would hit
be.
a glass with
You
things
will.
and shoot ourselves in the foot. And I never saw the band getting to the point where we would be doing like your Sounds of the Underground or
I
Mayhem
remember that.
or your Devastation as, or anything like that.
Or
Like
anything. Summer. Yeah, I know. You
we
guys
never saw
definitely.
Cannibal Corpse out on things like that yet. So
Yeah.
there was no like blueprint for a band like us. So when they put us on Ozfest, when Metal Blade like footed the bill to get us on there, that was
Oh yeah,
something
Ozfest you guys played.
never I never imagined that for us. And that basically proved that the music was more accessible than I thought it was.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
that would work, and then all of a sudden we were on a lot of tours that followed that model, like Sounds of
Yeah.
the Underground, Cannibal and Behemoth, and Mayhem also with Cannibal and Behemoth.
Yep.
And it was just the very beginning of a changing of times, basically.
Oh yeah.
And that moment of the best thing that really happened with Ozfest was the amount of press that we got in the
Oh,
wake of it. And like that was a big eye opener for people that like we were existed, and we
yeah.
were in scenes next
Big
to,
fest. Big tour. I mean, the biggest, honestly, metal tour
for sure,
at that
dude. And
time.
we
I mean, shit, right?
were on one of the better lineups. And the
Yeah.
year that we were on, like it was the Haunted, In Flames,
Oh, yeah.
um, Ozzy, or no, Sabbath and Maiden
Seth.
headline. So we got to see that every fucking night.
I mean, that's
Um,
just wild.
it was, dude. Trivium was on it.
Oh,
I want
shit,
to
that's
say Shadows Fall was on it.
probably
Um, so a lot of bands that influenced Soilwork, a lot of
spoiler.
bands, Arch Enemy. So a lot of bands that influenced that we looked up to,
Yeah.
suddenly were like on a tour with them,
Yep.
and that was like mind blowing for us. You know what I mean? To like
Oh, yeah.
be invited up into the Haunted bus, and to have them say like, "Hey, man, like we think your band is cool and we like your record," and
It's
we
like,
were like,
oh.
I seriously felt like I was made. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
It's like, this
I
is
was
it.
like, I felt so like, I don't know, just so
This blown away. I mean,
like
completely blown away, probably.
completely blown away. They're my fucking heroes,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
and the twins are very, they're not very talkative. They're very tight-lipped. So
Are
to get a
they?
compliment from them,
Yeah.
and that they liked our record and stuff, and that they weren't, offended by our very,
Different.
like we're very influenced by them, especially in the early days.
Yeah, yeah, for
So
sure.
like beating us up and putting us in a locker was a somewhat of a relief.
That is definitely wild to like meet people that like you like really look up to, especially when you're in a band and you meet a band that you like you and the guys like look up to so much and you're influenced
And
by.
and we hadn't done it that many times yet. We toured
Yeah.
with, and that was cool. We toured King Diamond, but you don't meet King Diamond on the King Diamond tour.
Yeah, you,
Well, Brian did
did
exchange
he?
a handshake with him,
And that was
which
it.
is a rarity.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know any more about him than I did before the tour, honestly. Like, I really don't. Which in a way is cool for me
It's
because
cool. Keeps
we
it.
still have that like tunnel vision fandom of
Yeah.
being this larger than life thing. You know what I mean? So,
Which is
so
like I remember just like when I was growing up and like finding out about metal bands this and that and just had like not knowing who they are like before social media. So it's just like it was always like is that feeling is like very cool and I feel like a lot of like younger people don't know how we felt then, before the social media.
oh
Social,
yeah, I don't think there's
you
a
know what I'm
way for them
saying?
to know
Yeah.
because like everything was word of mouth, and the amount of information that you gathered about metal was a slow fucking trickle, dude. It
Yes.
was as big
Slow.
as um I found a new band name in the thank you list.
I would look in the thank yous and be like, that's a cool name. I
Me
gotta
too, dude.
find
I
that
mean,
record.
running list of these names, and
Yeah.
sometimes you find out that they were only like a local level band and they never did anything, but sometimes you were like, all right, Gorelust, hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember going to like
But
FYE
like,
and shit and just like finding records that looked cool and then scanning them and listening and be like, this is
oh
sick.
dude, like, even that was a big step up from
That
like
was
how
a
it's
big step up. Yeah. When
I
that,
remember in that era, like for me it was all about blockbuster music, and I bet a
holy
lot of people don't
shit.
remember
I don't
the
even remember that.
you could go
I'm
there
pretty,
and listen to any CD in the whole place, and they would open it for you and like put it on the Discman at this big desk.
wow.
And
Did they really?
so basically, we'd have our parents drop us off nearby and go there and like punish the workers there all day. Just listen to any
Everything.
CD that we ever saw in Metal Maniacs or anything, or had cool artwork or had Scott Burns' name on the back.
That
Sir. So,
shit
it
was
was
cool, man. That was
it
like
was
the time was so awesome.
it was constant research. It was constant, like there wasn't social media like humanizing Cannibal Corpse. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
You know, nobody knew at the time that Alex Webster was actually the nicest person in the entire fucking world, and that he would lay his jacket in the mud puddle for you. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
When I first got wind of death metal and got butchered at birth, like
Oh
I
yeah.
seriously, I thought, how the fuck can they do this? How can they get away with this?
Yeah, how did they fucking do this shit
Like
and get away with it?
I thought that somehow people were actually hurt in the making of this music. Like it just
It
it was
scared you. It was like scary. It's like, how did
it was
they?
contraband,
Yeah.
and like you couldn't just go on the internet and find out it's a bunch of fucking dorks. And you know what I mean? Like
It's true though. You'll find bands like, wow, this band's fucking like heavy. Like this is scary shit. This is really good. Like kind of sounds scary, like fucked up lyrics, and then you find them on social media, and they're like these goofy ass dudes, and you're like, what?
we're all the kind of weird
Yeah.
high school. Like that's metal, basically.
That is metal. Like yeah, for the most
all
part.
Kind of, I think found this music and hardcore and basically any underground walk of music by being weird, not being
different,
same as the rest, not having the same satisfaction in the things that normal people get satisfaction from. Like
yeah.
I remember finding this music, and it was like the biggest awakening for me because I didn't fit anywhere. I was a huge nerd.
Yeah.
I loved horror, so like that bridge was like huge right there. I loved role playing too, so those three worlds combined in a major way. You know what I mean? Right?
Yeah, big time.
I was also like on the fence about religion too. Like
yeah, I was too when I was younger.
Forces in my life were saying different things about it.
Yeah,
and I'm coming into masturbating and finding my sexual self and shit like that.
Yeah,
and really fucking apprehensive about it because there was so much religion like connotation, like you're going to hell for fucking whacking your blood to Pamela Anderson, little man.
It's true though. It's like that's the shit.
So finding metal and finding my friends and finding out that like atheism was a normal thing you could do and be a part of and believe in was like so huge and so freeing. And so like I'm like
fresh air
all the time.
Facts. Mike Caputo in the chat. Mike. I'm talking. Do you know Mike Caputo? Yeah. I jerk off to Spike Jesus.
Someday, man, we'll tour together. We have a European tour.
Oh yeah.
Rings to Saturn. And,
I remember now. Yeah.
And whenever there's one that's booked right now, but it's not looking too good.
Yeah.
Obviously, but when it's time,
it'll happen.
So me and Mike Caputo, we will laugh. We will laugh together. That is for sure.
Have you guys met before? I love Caputo, man.
Briefly in person. Briefly. We met at the bar, dirt bar. So getting pretty fucked up there.
Yeah. I'm surprised we never met. I don't think we ever have.
Me too. I mean, we had to have been in the same place at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, I've been to Dahlia shows plenty of times.
One of our shows, but in terms of business and stuff like that.
It's just like one of those things. I had Eddie from Suicide Silence. I had him on here a few weeks ago, but we really started connecting like a few months ago through my friend Josh. Eddie started like streaming and shit, and we just hit it off, start playing, Call of Duty and shit together, other stuff. But like, yeah, it's like crazy. It's like this year I've been like meeting so many more people than I usually have, which is crazy, Like I should have met years ago. Like we should have talked years ago, but it never has happened. Kind of
forced to, you know what I mean? Like forced to these other avenues, and like imagine owning stock in Zoom before all this popped off.
Man, can you fucking imagine what these motherfuckers that have stock in like Zoom, even Skype? I mean, shit.
If I had known, if I could time travel, that might be my back. Almanac move right there.
I tried getting into stocks this year. Like my friend Mike is very, he knows what he's doing with the stock, and I try like learning, and I'm like, this is too much. This is too much shit to watch. Like I can't do this. You have to constantly watch. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep an eye on all this crap. all these stocks. And you have to know when to buy, when to sell. You know what I'm saying? When to trade. And I'm just like, nah, I can't do this shit, bro. This ain't me.
I'm a man child. I grew up in a van. I've been in a van for 20 years. You know, like I stunted my growth at 21 when I jumped in the van.
Yep.
So this is what you get. You all made this.
You all did this to me.
This is what you get, dude. I've had Arrested Development at 21. I'm a fucking idiot, and I don't know.
And here I fucking am. What did Mike said? Trevor actually cut me off when I was talking when we met by poking my chest and being like, dude, I'm so obsessed I missed that fest. How was it? Referring to Chicago Domination Fest shirt.
Yes,
That's
yes.
awesome.
I regret not seeing the Domination
I
Fest.
know. I was going to go this year.
I haven't been to a full-on Brutal Death Metal Fest ever.
No?
We played some very Brutal Death centric festivals in the early days, like by the dudes that like did Milwaukee Metal Fest. And,
I remember that. Yep.
Ass dudes.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I've never like been an attendee to a straight up full on all
Just,
Brutal Death Metal.
Yeah, front to back Brutal Death Metal.
We played, Mountains of Death. But we were the sore thumb there for sure.
Yeah, where is that fest?
That's like in the mountains in Switzerland. Like the setting there is so fucking gorgeous. Like
I could imagine.
Seriously, at the foot of these mountains, and you go swimming in this stream that's like perfectly clear. You can drink the fucking water right out of there.
Yeah.
And then you walk over to the stage and see Defeated Sanity. So it's basically like the coolest thing there ever was, you know. But
what the
we only got to see like part of the day from it, you know.
Yeah.
Like I didn't the full like. You know,
like...
I've never gone to a fest like as the guy in the tent.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I've been on the other side, you know,
all the time. Yeah.
You know, like I hear about shows and I don't even get excited about them because I just count on my not being able to see them.
Yeah,
that's what I've learned over time.
Because it's like I'm probably gonna be on for when that fest happens.
There was some cool shows I had tickets for Vitus, but that this whole thing ruined. You know,
yeah.
I was go see Cathealist. I was very excited about that, and Defeated Sanity on that Origin tour.
Yes,
we played with Defeated Sanity once in like 2008 or something.
Wow,
and
long time.
I wasn't as massive of a fan of them as I am now. So
yes,
I'd love to see them again.
Those guys rule, and they put out such a good fucking record this year too.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely one of my favorites of the year.
Yeah, same. Incredible.
They're just fuck.
What happened? Oh shit! It went. Oh, we'll fix it. Oh no. What happened? Did we lose Trevor? Ah shit! Hold on, everybody. Poor connection. It's saying. What did it do? Uh-oh. I think I gotta call him back on it. He was gonna do Skype from his computer, but his mic wasn't working. I think his phone died. Yeah, so we were gonna, when I first called him on Skype, his microphone wasn't working at all. So I was like, yo, just use your phone. So I have a feeling his phone just died, and that was him saying, oh, fuck. F's in chat for a dead phone. So hold on one sec. I'm sure he's plugging it in right now. How's everyone doing? Thank you so much for stopping by. Wait, what was this? Hold on a second, everybody. Sorry. We have a ton of friends. Yes, I mean, shit, man. We got a lot of fucking people here right now, like 35 viewers or some shit. That's what it says on my end. That's incredible. To everyone new that has followed me, thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. Oh, there's Trevor right now. Hold on. Can you hear me? Oh, there you are. Did your phone die? What happened? Trevor, can you hear me? Oh my God, what is it doing? There's a poor network connection? Can't be on my end. My shit is in the green, it says. Oh, let me try to call him back. Why do I have 2 Trevors on my Skype list? Yeah, Facebook could work better, but what is it doing? I've been trying to get more people to use Discord. Is Discord video? Yeah, I can screen cap it. I don't think Trevor has. Yeah, Discord is go. Facts, Keith. Facts. I don't think Trevor has a Facebook though. Yeah, agreed. Sorry, everyone. Oh. You there? Oh, there you are. I can't hear you though. Can you hear me? Hold on. Oh. Now you can see me while I charge my phone. I'm trying to get it put into OBS right now. Is your mic still not working? There we go. That should fix it. Hold on a second, everybody. Okay, hold on. Let me woo! You're big. Let me size this down. Oh.
Hello?
There we go. It works. Your mic works. Can you hear me? That was not working before. Here we go. Yo, can you hear me?
I can't hear you, but I think you can hear me.
I can hear you.
So that's the start.
All right, hold on a second. Oh, man. I can hear him. This wasn't working before. No, it says my microphone is working through Skype. Hold on, everyone. I wonder what the fuck.
Hello?
Hello? Why can't he hear me? It might be his headset. Let me open up the chat screen. Is your headset connected? Yeah. You're right, Andrew. Need to change fix your output. Input set. Skype.
Yeah, no shit. No shit. Damn it.
Because I couldn't even, when he was using his computer before for Skype, it wasn't even, his mic wasn't working at all. What up, Violence Obscene? Welcome back. My 20s flashes back to me, yes. You might have to use a different headset. Were those Bluetooth? Hold on, guys. Wait, what? Hold on a second. What happened? Are you there? Oh, there you are.
I'm fucking here, god damn it.
Whoa. Your mic was working.
I knew that too, but I still couldn't get this fucking sound figured out on my end, so I couldn't hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's son of a bitch.
And listening like you in a lag.
Yeah,
so,
that Twitch lag.
This is the best Grandpa could do, and fuck all you kids out there laughing at me.
It's all good. I had a feeling when you said "oh fuck" or whatever, I was like, I think his phone died.
Yeah, it totally did, dude. I plugged it in. I mean, it was plugged in, but it only had 1%, you know. And,
so yeah, it's gonna shut down right away.
It was like, nah, dude.
Nope. It's all good. We're back.
We're back.
We are back. So let's see. I'm gonna look on my. There's some stuff I'll jot down when I do these podcast episodes. Let's see. One of them. Did you ever take vocal lessons, or did you just learn to do it yourself?
No.
Along the way.
And I wouldn't know how to give someone a lesson either.
Yeah.
I don't know how to verbalize what I do.
Yeah.
But I have taken bits and pieces from people that were actually trained, and
the better
Melissa
yourself.
Cross's DVD
I figured.
You know, like everybody knows that one.
Everyone knows that.
That definitely was a big.
Oh shit. What did it do? Why did it turn sideways? Oh wait, you know what? Can I? No. Oh, why won't it let me? Here we go. I can fix it. Oh no, it's his phone dying again. Son of a bitch. What is it doing? I thought he said he had it plugged in. Oh my god. What? Oh. Are we back? There we go. Can you hear me?
There's no God. There's definitely no God.
No, there's no God.
If you had any idea.
Can you hear me? He can't hear me.
I'm not sure what fucking camera's on me now.
It's your...
Okay, I guess I'm going to try to listen to you on Twitch. This ought to be really funny.
You wanna...
See how big my lag is here.
Oh god, his lag has to be big.
Uh,
How long? Can you hear me right now, Trevor? Let's see how long of a lag it is. Did you hear me at all? Why is this?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Oh, really? Through the stream?
Only takes like 45 seconds.
I can kind of hear it in the background. There it is.
All right, man.
So you never took vocal lessons, right?
I guess ask me a really long.
Yeah, here we go.
question.
We'll go to a different one. Let's see. So who in the band is behind all the artwork for the records? Is that like a group effort, or is there like one or two guys in the band that are always have the ideas for the artwork?
It's me, really. I've been kind of controlling of that ever since the beginning. And it's something I enjoy. I love having the budget to do whatever we want now, where the first two records looked pretty shot.
Yeah, for sure. I guess you could just mute it after I ask a question so you don't hear yourself. Let's talk about some newer metal bands that you really like right now. What are like a top 5 that you can think of?
I've been loving Spirit Possession. They're from San Francisco, I think. They have members of Ulthar, but it's black metal, a little bit on the thrashy tip. Been loving that. Been loving Maggot Stomp's roster.
Yeah, Maggot Stomp's great.
All the old school bands they have on there. A lot of young kids playing old school death metal in a cool way. Mortal Wound is probably my favorite from their whole camp. Trying to think of what I've heard recently. That's really cool.
Let's see what else on it.
Axis of Light from UK. They're playing raw black metal. It's very melodic though. Really like that record, the self-titled that came out this year.
Awesome. Okay.
What else?
Sure.
Gargoyle, Dave Davidson from Revocation's other band.
Oh yeah, I forgot Dave has another band.
Kind of like Virus meets Alice in Chains, so it's like experimental black metal goes grunge.
That's
interesting.
Dope. That's interesting. Let's see. What's one Black Dollar Murder song that you always
now what
love
happened?
To play? Oh no. Call me back on your phone. Try Skype on your phone.
All right, yeah, we might have enough juice for that now.
Or try to keep it plugged in. Are you able to?
I will. Come on, you bastard.
I guess I should close that out. Sorry, everybody. Thank you for staying here, though. I do appreciate that. Loving. Oh, what's up, Jared from Archaic? My guy. Let's see if this will work. Unacceptable. I want my money back right now. Refund me my subscription. Yo, we chilling now. Thursday night. Rosie's in the background somewhere. She's finally hanging out with me. What? Oh, there he is. Hold on. There you are. There we go.
Right, Caveman is back.
Caveman is back. That was awkward asking you questions.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm switching it over on here.
I'm sorry for what I put you through.
I was about to be like, all right, let me just maybe I call him on the phone. And we can make it work that way somehow.
Yeah, that would have worked, I guess.
I think that could have happened, right? That could have worked.
The video from the Skype on my computer plus the phone.
I think it could fucking work.
I am sweaty, man. This has put a lot of fucking sweat on my brow.
My bad.
That's cool, dude. It's my fault. I feel like a tool bag. So.
It's all right. You're good, dude.
All right,
everyone's loving it. Let's say what's one Black Dollar Murder song that you love, you always love to play live? Is there one that stands out that you just always love? Like the number one? Like a lot of people do have a number one, but maybe it'd be hard. But
it's really the same songs that the fans like. You know, like Death Dance Divine is probably our most loved song, I would say.
Yeah,
and
figured
because of the reaction to it, I think it's like one of my favorites to play. Yeah. And I Will Return from Deflorate that we've closed with that a lot.
Yeah.
And I really love that, not just because it's the end of the set and I get to go like fuck off soon, but it's just a cool song, and it's very fun. Banger. It's very fun live, very high energy, and yeah, it's definitely that one. As far as ones we don't play on the reg, Carbonized and Cruciform from Ritual, I'd really love to bring back.
Yeah, bring that one back.
Yeah, I really like that one.
Phone acting weird.
The black metal, yeah, it's definitely drinking A&W right now.
No, that's definitely awesome. Did you guys ever? I don't know. Did you guys ever think the band was going to take off like it did when you first came out the gate with like Unhallowed and all that? Even Miasma.
I mean, we had a bit more of an idea by the time Miasma came out because Unhallowed had like done a lot for us.
Yeah.
But
a lot of doors.
but we didn't know like what was going to happen with Unhallowed, and you know, I didn't know that we would be on tour with Cannibal Corpse or King Diamond or anything like that. You know, so
Yeah, that's definitely had to be eye-opening. Insane.
it was cool to say the very, very least.
That's fun. Or any you got any any stories from the road that stand out that you always think that you sometimes think about and laugh about that you could tell the people or no?
Not off the top. I mean, I'm sure there's one out there, but it's
just
not coming to me.
Yeah.
This is basically the question I always blank out on, which is like, what's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you, man?
It's like there's a lot of crazy things that has happened to me on tour, probably.
And there's a lot of not craziness too. I think that's kind of like the more. I feel like most of tour is just kind of sitting there and like rotting.
Yeah, just sitting, waiting to go on stage, trying not to drink a lot before you go on stage, probably nowadays.
Yeah, that's where I set a timer for when I should drink before the show.
Oh, that's great.
Because I'm too good at it. I don't want to get too fucking blasted.
I remember one of my friend Josh, who I met through streaming, Roomba Dad, his name. I think he's still in here. But in my Discord, he was like, "Can you ask Trevor how his load in and load out game is?" Shit, did we lose him again?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't see video though.
Mother of fucking pearl.
We see the blue Skype screen.
Son of a fucking.
Did you click the video icon? I don't know.
There we go.
Coming back. Oh, there we go. We're back.
Okay. I was about to just throw my phone in between the tectonic plates.
This interview brought to you by Skype. Yeah, I need a fucking sponsorship now, please. Thank you.
Yeah, all that nice stuff I was saying about Skype, I take it all back.
Take it back. You got to get Discord. You should get Discord.
I have Discord, but I haven't done a video call on it yet.
Oh, okay.
So
it's clean. It's not, well, it's just, it doesn't have any lag. So like when you start lagging on my end, I have to like right click on your source in OBS, go to properties, and I have to sync it. I have to switch in between network and source timing to catch you up to what you're saying. It's so fucking weird, dude. I'm like, why do we have to do this? Why does it do this?
OBS is one of the reasons I didn't come back to Twitch.
We really want to get real here. OBS is the fucking reason.
It infuriates me so many different ways.
Oh man, a lot of my friends that stream, we always complain about it. Always, dude. I'm like, why doesn't this work? Why doesn't this work? Why can't I don't get it.
Why can't it remember your fucking settings, your camera settings, like that?
Or when you're using the game capture thing, like why does it always choose a different audio output for your audio? I don't know. It's just so fucking annoying. There's been so many times where I'm like, I'm not streaming tonight because I can't deal with this right now. Sorry, everyone.
That's happened to me too, where I just got so frustrated that I was just like, fuck this, man. I feel like
we're not doing it.
Like an AV squad dude to just live in my room here.
Yes. Let's see. Jared from Archaic's in here, by the way. He had a question for you, which is a good one. Have you been more creative, motivated to work on music, or less creative, motivated during the lockdown, COVID stuff?
Kind of both, I guess. There's moments of where I'm feeling inspired and I'm able to like to do some things creatively. Yeah. Then there's moments where I'm just like arrested by the state of things. That's and odd. I just feel the futility of life and the world, and
just gets all on you.
Very little hope for our government either way things go in a few days. And just like, just kind of feeling like we as humans really fucked things up for ourselves.
Yeah.
And it's a lot. That's a lot to realize. That's a lot to have on your shoulders for anybody.
Yeah.
And, it made it so like I couldn't smile and be the person I wanted to present on Twitch at times. You know what I mean?
I totally get that, dude. There's like,
but I have a hard time like seeing other projects through outside of Black Dahlia Murder. Like I've been notorious for like disappointing people that like hit me up about singing on a different project. And you know,
okay.
at first I'm always way into it and excited.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then
I know that feeling.
then I just like I hit a wall with like writing for another band.
Yeah, you just
a
don't know how
long
to do
time
it.
ago. I'm so like used to what I do with Black Dahlia Murder that like it's just really hard for me. But this did allow me to see something through.
Hmm.
I don't want to reveal too much about it
You
because
don't
it's
have to.
like anonymous, you know, one of those like way cool black metal things or whatever.
Oh
But I
yeah,
did
that's sick.
sing on a 2-song black metal demo
Wow.
that's released to the public, and it was really fun to do different voices that were outside of Black Dahlia Murder, and to
Yeah,
kind of like approach it without the rules that I've written for myself for Black Dahlia Murder, which
I
are
got you.
like not too many layers, so you can't, you know, so you don't sound like a jerk live. And you know, like
Yeah,
I feel like I'm so like stuck within the voices that I do in Black Dahlia Murder that you know, to do like something completely different in black metal was very freeing, you know. And I did sort of a like
yeah.
Attila from Mayhem kind of voice, like
Okay.
that like, didgeridoo kind of like
Yeah, doing that shit. Yeah,
like some, you know, some goblin ass
different.
shit. And
Yeah,
that was
different
really
for
fun.
you.
Definitely
That's
fun, definitely different, definitely something I've always wanted to do. But basically just having all the time in the world
uh-huh.
motivated me to do it. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
was just beating myself up about it and I couldn't distract myself,
Hmm.
you know? And the music was so fucking good that like I didn't want to pass up the opportunity. I knew I would kick myself later if I didn't
If you,
do it. So
yeah, yeah. It's definitely been like weird. I feel like there's definitely been times where I'm like motivated to do shit. Like I started pushing myself to do like more of this podcast stuff because it really does help me mentally, and also just trying to like, I guess be more active outside of, the internet world, and just trying to like work out more and just like get healthier. Like I cut meat out, like again, I'm like feeling better. I cut dairy out. I'm like feeling better because I did that. Like certain things, and just, I don't know, just trying to just stay active, I guess. But
uh-huh.
there's definitely times where I'm like, there's days where I'm like, this sucks. I get way in my head about things because like I really do love being an agent. I really do, and I've told many people this. Most people know this about it. It's just like I love booking tours and putting together these lineups. Especially when you can put together or get a band on a tour that they love. On a tour with a band that they love. And just like like getting them that tour and just seeing, hearing and or seeing how stoked they are. That's like that makes the job for me. Like the money, none of that shit matters to me. It never has. It's great, it makes me, I can pay my fucking bills, right? But but it's always been like, like when I got like Worm on a tour with Napalm Death this year, that didn't happen, unfortunately. That was just like those guys were like, what? Are you fucking with us? You know what I'm saying? Like those kind of responses I love. Because I knew when I called Derek, the guitarist, who's a really, really good friend of mine, I knew what he was going to say. Like he was going to freak, right? And
Uh-huh.
it's just like, yeah. So like when I started thinking about those things, I'm like, man, I want that again. I need that again. And I try to think of like, what else could I do? You know what I'm saying? Like, is there something else I can do other than being an agent? I'm like, I can manage bands, but what is there to manage right now?
Yeah, that's a weird position to be in too,
Yeah,
you know.
it's like I already
I
kind of like micromanage some bands that don't have a manager. Like I guess like there's been times even with like Ingested and stuff like that, and I'll help them with some management shit. I mean that's probably one band that I've helped a lot with getting over here, and getting them, making them
seen
comfortable.
a lot of returns from that, you know,
Oh
like they're
yeah,
doing
for sure.
well.
Yeah,
They've been
they
over here
crush it.
a lot more than a lot of foreign bands, you know.
Yeah.
So
Like when they came to me and they were like, yo, we want to tour full time, it was like, oh shit, okay. I remember when they came to me about it, they're like, "You're going to be really happy about this," and I'm like, "What?" Like, we want to tour full time. I was like, "Finally,"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, let's go!" Like, what do you guys want to do? And it was like a very exciting thing. So yeah, it's definitely. I could see it being. I feel like everyone's going through that though during this. Like, you get like really creative at times and active, and then you go through your moment of like, well, this sucks. Everything sucks.
Right. Yeah, it's fluctuated, and
Yeah.
working out has helped me, which is something I don't normally stick to. I've tried several times, but
Really, yeah.
this has been my most successful at it. I've seen a lot of changes in my body and stuff, and
Oh, that's good.
just the whole mood from it. You know what I mean? Like to stay in the right frame of mind. Like working out definitely helps you stay positive.
It clears it. I feel like it definitely for me, and I feel like it's for most people when you go work out. Like, it definitely clears your mind, gives you energy. It's like you feel good because you just worked out. You're bettering yourself, right? So it's just like that always feels great. So I've been like, I definitely slacked on working out for a little bit, and now I'm like back to it again. And I'm like, yeah, I need to not stop again. Especially as you like get older, I just feel like we all need to like really need to try to stick with it as much as we can, so we're not in shit form when we're in our 50s or some shit.
Like I'm 39, and
yeah, I'm 33.
If I don't, be a little more health minded and work out, like I will look like total shit. You know what I mean?
Same, honestly, no joke. Yeah, after you turn 30, it's like your metabolism just slows down. It goes away, dude. Like there's it's just
throw in drinking every day and being on tour every day.
Yeah,
and you like a recipe for a fat ugly guy.
that's what's gonna happen. I've definitely seen a lot of my friends working out more recently, which is cool. Like, it's been cool to see that, and like them. A lot of like my friends that I grew up with like in New York are like taking it more serious and shit. And it's like,
yeah,
that's great.
It definitely pushed me to do that. And like I said, I'm starting to see some returns in my body and like get kind of pumped.
Feeling better.
Yeah, feeling just overall, it's easier to stay optimistic for me.
Yeah.
And I'm a real anxious person, so
yeah,
it's helped with that tremendously.
That's
like just
good.
to get me out of my own head and
clears you up.
Not be so like self-defeating,
Exactly. Yeah, it definitely helps like clear your mind. Kind of like resets you in a sense. For me at least, like when I go work out and I'm done, I come home, shower, drink a protein shake or some shit like that. I'm like, all right, I feel reset today. Let's do something, something else that proactive and just try to not be lazy today.
Yeah, dude, like that's nice. Our bass player Max. That's like his whole thing. Like he's a very anxious, like neurotic kind of person, but he takes, working out super seriously, and it's just like everything for his mental state,
That's great. No, it's great that he does that to help himself, Well, fuck yeah, man. Well, I really do appreciate you doing this with me. I've been a fan of yours for a very long time, fan of the band for a long ass time. I do hope after all this shit's over and we start playing shows again, I'm sure we're going to fucking hang out and drink some.
Yeah, dude, I like that, and yeah. I'm a fan of yours, man. Like, I see what you do. Your fucking tour is awesome.
Thank you.
So, definitely we see you out here, man.
It means a lot, dude. It definitely means a lot. All right, so everybody, I'm gonna go raid somebody. Let's see who's online right now. We should go. Eddie from Suicide Silence is online. We got his ass. We can go raid. Yeah, let's go raid Eddie. Why don't we do that? You probably have known Eddie for a long time, right?
Yeah,
I assume. I would.
He's great. I knew him before he sang for any band that people know. Like, I remember when it was Gunmetal Gray.
Oh yeah, he told me about that band too when we did that, when I had him on here, and I was like, what band? He's like, yeah, go look it up. And I was like, oh shit.
I pitched them to Metal Blade, and I almost got them on Metal Blade. Like it was
No
like a
shit.
age kind of thing, and they were
Yeah.
really good, honestly.
It's fucking wild. So you go way back with him. He's such a funny guy. He's a good dude. Very good dude.
He's a character for sure.
He is, dude. I love watching his streams and just like hanging out with him. He's so fucking goofy. Fucking love him. But anyway, again, thank you. Thank you everyone who stuck around and hung out with us, followed me and whatnot. You know, go follow fucking Trevor. He'll be back on the Twitch soon.
That's right.
And go pick up their new fucking record. If you haven't yet. But yes, we're gonna go raid Eddie right now. Spam some emotes in his page. Follow him if you haven't yet. He's a very fun guy, and his streams are very fun as well. So here we go. We're gonna go raid him. All right, come on. Thank you. Now we're off screen.
Cool.